Good morning and welcome back to the channel. Today is day 4 of documenting my intentional living journey. So in today's video, I wanted to share probably one of the most, I would say, impactful resources or that I think I'm going to share with you throughout the life of this channel. And a few years back, maybe it's probably a little longer now, I read a book called The Miracle Morning. Read it, started implementing it, but didn't commit to it like I should have. Fast forward to maybe a year ago or so, I decided to reread The Miracle Morning. This is the new edition. And I decided to reread it for a few reasons. It was updated. The previous book, I tried to find it this morning. The previous book was, I wouldn't say it was destroyed, but I don't know what I dropped it in, but it's not in good shape. But like I said, I wanted to reread it for a few reasons. One of them being that there are additional chapters. The book was updated, and the author, after he wrote the first edition, basically received a lot of comments and basically took those comments and made the book better, which is the edition I have here in front of me. So that was one of the reasons why I wanted to reread it. The second is, although I could tell you a lot about the book, I really need to go back and reread it and just to kind of learn how to implement the framework of the book. So the book basically he refers to them as savers. It's 6 personal development practices that the author, Hal Elrod, has implemented into his life and has shared with many and hundreds of thousands of readers have implemented this book or have customized it to fit their needs into their lives. So the fact that it's a proven framework and people have received or have gotten so much success from it was another factor, another reason why I decided that I wanted to go ahead and reread it as well. Also, for me, being intentional is having more control of my time, right? So in order to have more control of my time, I feel like the mornings are a predictable time of day. And I told my wife this, I said, from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. in the morning, most mornings look identical. However, 5 o'clock in the evening to 8 o'clock in the evening, those days, it varies. One day there's this activity, another day there's this activity, staying late at work. It's not a predictable time. So mornings are going to be really important for me if I want to start living intentionally. I want to start being able to create content for the channel and working on my personal development, because it's probably the easiest time or the most predictable time I'm going to have to dedicate to that. So I have some notes down here. That's why I'm, if you see me looking down. One thing I'm going to do though is really commit to the book. Last year, I did have some success and I did lose about 40 to 50 pounds, somewhere in that range. And when I did that, it was because I was getting up early, I was going out for a walk, and I was working on my personal development and implementing a morning routine. So I know personally that it's really beneficial to have a morning routine, and I knew if I committed to it more, stayed committed to it, I probably could have grew even more and just had more success. So that's another reason why I decided to reread it. And what I'm going to do is basically document myself going through the book. So I apologize for my bird is going crazy in the background. I have to figure out a better way or a better place to record. I like recording up here because of the light. It keeps me more awake. Downstairs it's a little bit more dark and it's not as inviting or as great of a space that I would like. So anyway, with that being said, I'm going to commit to the book and I'm going to document myself going through the book. So this morning I read through a handful of pages, and I'm going to go ahead and stop, and as I feel like there's something to share with you, I'll go ahead and share that with you. So today's message is about, I highly recommend at least considering picking up a copy of the book. I'll put a link in the description. If you don't want to spend any money, your library probably have a copy of it. But these types of books I always recommend if you do have the money to make the purchase, because it probably might be tough to see, but I do highlight and make notes and copy and into the book, and it's just easier to go back if you want to reread it and refresh, because like I said, I'm going through it again myself and highlighting and taking some notes. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, document myself going through the book. I wanted to share a couple of things with you before I let you go. And I'm not going to read the book to you, but here it says something that I thought was worth sharing with you. And it says here, if you dedicate time to a daily miracle morning practice, you elevate your consciousness by becoming more aware and intentional about your thoughts, words, and actions that impact your life and the lives of every person you interact with. So I wanted to just read that to you. And there was one other quick thing I wanted to share with you, and that is, the good news is that you have the ability to change or create anything in your life starting right now. So I wanted to share just a couple of little excerpts from the books. Hopefully you'll consider picking up a copy and starting a morning routine, because I really feel pretty confident that you'll see some success if you don't have one now. And if I'm going to be honest with you, I was somebody who I still don't like getting up early in the morning. I struggle with it. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I was able to get up, do some exercise, and it was difficult. I didn't get a lot of sleep those nights. So last night, I'm off today. So last night, I decided to sleep in a little bit more, knowing that I was off today and I would still be able to have somewhat of a morning routine. So the fact that I was off today, I was still able to dedicate some time to reading. And, so today my morning routine was just reading. That's one of the savers. Other mornings, it'll be hopefully reading, exercise, and as we go through the book, you'll see some of the other practices that he recommends and others recommend as well that you incorporate into your morning routine. And so if that's stuff that interests you, those topics interest you on how you can build a morning routine, or you're curious to see how I go ahead and implement it, I would consider liking and subscribing to the channel. If you've had success with a morning routine, or there's another framework that you recommend or you think has been really beneficial, I would love to hear about it in the comments. Excuse me while I'll take a sip of tea here. I think that's about it. Other than that, there's a couple of things early on in the book. They recommend joining the Facebook group, which I have done. And I'm actually going to go in there and start being a little more active. And the other thing too is there's a miracle morning movie. So I am going to check that out. I haven't done that before. So little things like that. Like I said, I want to really commit to the book and share what I'm learning and just come at it from a different angle, a little bit more open-minded, and see how it goes. And I'm going to share all that with you. So I'll leave you there. Wish you the best of luck, and I will see you in the next video.